Stan Moody. He's a young man with a lot of talent and a lot of pressure put on him. And now we're approaching the end of his first full season as a professional snooker player. It's time to recap, have a look at the statistics, discuss the expectations, and whether or not he is living up to them. As there is a lot of discussion around Stan Moody, and has been for a couple of years now. Anyway, for context, he got a 2-year tour card on account of winning the WSF Junior World Championship. His pro life began at the Championship League, where he suffered 2 defeats and earned a draw. He had to wait a couple of months to get his first victory as a professional, which came in qualifying for the Northern Irish Open. He beat Zhao Yulong there, claiming, as I say, his first win as a professional. Brilliant moment for him. And it got better. He arrived at the Northern Ireland Open proper, where he beat the vastly more experienced Rod Lawler, and then an elite player in Gary Wilson. Here we go! Career launched. He was then knocked out by Wan Sijun, and this little run at the Northern Ireland Open does remain his best ranking event performance to date, though he did bag a couple more wins at the shootout in December. More recently, he qualified for and then impressed at the Welsh Open. In this run, he beat Sean O'Sullivan and former Welsh Open champion Jordan Brown. The run was ended by Dominic Dale in round 3. No shame in that at all. They are, however, his only ranking victories to date. He does also have 9 centuries to his name this season, though. We're used to the colossal tallies of centuries clocked up by the top 16 players, which might make 9 seem like a small number. But for a 17-year-old who hasn't had that many matches to score centuries in, the majority of which have been best of 7s, 9's a solid number. I think that puts him like 46th on the 1-year list of centuries. Not bad at all, Stan. So let's take stock. Leaves him ranked at 112th on the 2-year list. But bear in mind, it's his first season, and on the 1-year list, he's ranked at 90th. And this comes from a total ranking earnings of 15k. We talk about Luke Littler a lot, and the amount of money he's earned at such a young age. Priced above. If I was Stan Moody's age and got 15k, mistakes would have been made. I've seen his debut season described as a disappointment. Are you messing? It's only a disappointment if you thought he was going to be going far in tournaments, or maybe even winning them, which no player has done since Ding Junhui came onto the scene. Further back, the late great Paul Hunter. Yan Bingtao was also a young winner, but not quite as young as Stan is. Basically, it's very, very unlikely that a teenager is going to rock up, become professional, and start going deep/winning tournaments immediately. Just not realistic. And I'm sure Stan knows that, and it's not his aim. His first and foremost priority at the end of next season will be to retain his tour card. Finish in that holy top 64. Realistically, he doesn't need that much improvement to achieve that by the end of next season. There are some very obvious things he can do to ensure that. For a start, it seems odd that he's actually at his best when he makes it to a tournament. He is a poor qualifier. He's only qualified for the 2 events we mentioned earlier. But once he's got there, he's won matches, and that's with eyes and cameras on him as well, which suggests he already has all the attributes to deal with tough fixtures in tough environments. It doesn't sound harsh, but many don't even get to that level. And I think something we really need to remember with Stan is that we're all so desperate for snooker's Luke Littler, so desperate for the next Ronnie O'Sullivan, or the next whoever your favourite snooker player is, that when someone like Stan comes along and punches above his weight for his age, we lose our mind, myself included. Here's what we can say for sure about Stan Moody. He has got a game that's ahead of his years. He's very calm, cool, slow, when he needs to be. He also has an early groundswell of support, as I've sort of mentioned. So when he does come of age as a player, he's already going to have folk on his side, and that counts for a lot. But what he needs now is to be left alone. You need to leave him alone. Not expect too much from him. Just let him become an established player in his own time, and then we'll see if he can manifest the potential that he clearly has. Till then, let's be patient, wish him luck, give him support, and for Christ's sake, do not get on his back. Do not start writing him off if he hasn't won a ranking event by this time next year. All in all, it's been a solid first season for Stan Moody.